And when I share with people that once you've mastered energy work, intermittent fasting, meditation, any type of physical activity that you are an expert in because you've been working on it for so long, and then you carry on working on it, then you should be sharing and create your own platform, your own academy, your own e-learning center while you work on this activity or practice, right? Carry on working, of course. Some people tell me, oh, but Maryam, you know what? My job is my escape. I like this place because I don't think about my life when I'm there. I don't think about my personal life, my family life, my relationships. And this is like an escape and a little heaven for some time. My friend, in this world, there is no such a thing as a escape. You cannot escape life. Yeah, you cannot escape what you don't like to see in your outer world somewhere in a space, because that you don't like to see in your outer world exists in your inner world. That's where you can see it. And if you try and escape it, you can't escape your inner world. It's going to do this one thing, show up again in every other area of your life. And in this video now, I tell you what to do instead and how you can eradicate the things that you don't like in your life instead of trying to escape them. Hi and welcome in today's video. Maryam here, sharing about how to live a more nourishing, energizing and prosperous life. Okay, so I have a few examples for you because it's always easier to talk with examples. And I do have to say, it's the same for all of us. We all have areas in our life where we don't like everything. We aren't proud of it. We may be feeling guilt, shame, embarrassment, disgust, and it's okay. It's okay to have areas like that in our life. What is not okay is to do nothing about it and to just let it be there without taking responsibility. Even if it's temporarily there and we know that, we should still take action. And so that with that one lady in my family who said to me, I will share the main aspects of the story, not all the details, but that lady said to me, my work is my escape and I feel great being there. And I had so many boundaries in my work that I wasn't able to have in my life, she was saying. And she described it as in the relationship that she had. She didn't like it. She felt like she was not respected. And she felt like she had to cook meat for her partner when she was a vegetarian, and she was doing it out of love to start with, but then she got fed up with it, but she carried on doing it because she didn't know how else to do, right? And then she said, but then in my workplace, I said to the family I work with, I am a vegetarian, which is true, and I don't cook meat, which is also, well, partly true. She doesn't cook meat for herself, but she cooks it for her partner in her actual personal life. And guess what happened in her workplace? So she signed the contract, agrees to just cook vegetarian food, to not be around meat, and then 2 months after being in that workplace, she comes one day and the family is actually eating and cooking meat, and she's like, oh, that smell is horrible, I don't want to be around that. And the lady goes, I don't understand why this is happening, because I was so clear at the beginning of the contract and I didn't want to be around the meat. But then this is just one example showing you that if you accept something in your personal life and you think you won't accept it in other areas of your life, that isn't true. People, situation will turn out to be exactly a mirror of what you accept in your personal life, right? So the key, instead of trying to escape that situation that you don't like in your personal life maybe, is to actually work on it. If it's too hard to work on it on the outside, fair enough, like tell your person, I'm not cooking meat ever. Work on the inside and understand why you allow this in your life. If you don't like it, if it doesn't match your values, if it's not what makes you happy, why do you accept it? And if you dig deep down within, oftentimes it has something to do with self-love, self-esteem, respect, and oftentimes it has to do with a situation earlier in our life, more than likely our childhood, where we accepted a situation that was disrespectful, lacking self-love, lacking self-esteem, right? So in other words, there is no such a thing as an escape. You will face the same challenge in any other area of your life that you are facing in a current other area and you may not like, may not be happy with, but still have to work on, right? And I'll give you another example. Maybe one of my own, actually, because as I said, or did I say it? We all have this at different levels. It never ends. We constantly have to work on our inner world and make it more aligned to what we know is our own truth at a certain moment in time. And that updates itself constantly. Yesterday, a year ago, 10 years ago, you were not the same person as you are now. And now you are the same person as you will be tomorrow, in a year from now, in 10 years from now, hopefully, right? And so that constantly updates itself. Your inner world has to constantly change and evolve to match the knowledge you have, the new perspective you have, the new beliefs you have, the ones that you don't have anymore, and the new mature person and wiser person you're becoming every single time, every single day, every time you wake up, right? And so if I give you one of my example, becoming a parent has been a challenge for me in that respect, because when you're on your own, if you don't like something, you can go away, move out, especially relationships, you can say goodbye, you can carry on living your life. It doesn't really matter because you only have your own person, you're only responsible for your own person. But then when you start having a child, building a family, then you got to accept the other person, the other parent, and their whole family to some extent, and accept that they behave maybe differently, they have different parenting styles, they may have different ideas, you might be different, we're all different at some level, right? Even if we all like, I have a spiritual partner, I have a partner who does the same physical activity, we like the same things, it's not possible to be like exactly fully the same, and if it is, then you will be lacking some elements for your child because you will be exactly the same. Where is the complementary part of you, right? So my point is, being in that situation, oftentimes I feel like I have the boundaries that I feel are necessary and healthy for me. Like with my daughters that we don't live together, that we don't see each other every day. We spend quality time together, as in the fun stuff, the things that are valuable to us, and the thing that we don't like about each other, we don't share. You see, he's not much of a sociable person. He doesn't necessarily like kids events like I do. We like traveling, so we do together. There's things that we like and the things we don't like, right? I'm more into like training myself, trying different things, collecting people's advice, and he's more like, no, freestyle, do your own stuff, trust your own guts. And I get that, but it's not always what I do with children and childcare and all that. But then sometimes as parents, when we get really pushed into our limits and emotionally in a roller coaster, because having a child is like constant 24/7, looking after that child and being that child and answering their needs. So sometimes you are so not yourself for so long that you can become a human being that isn't the one you would want to be around someone else. I felt like this was happening, and sometimes you're like, oh, did I really do that? Did I really say this? Did I really behave like that? You feel like you don't like what you see that exists inside of you that you didn't know existed before, okay? And so my point is, it's the same with your partner. Sometimes we get kind of angry at each other or annoyed at each other, and we still have to face that despite this, we have to accept the flaws more of each other, and that also with the parenting style around our child, right? And so sometimes we're not too sure what we can accept and what we cannot accept because we're not too sure where the limit is. With this is my behavior because of I'm at the limit of myself because that's the end of the day and I'm done looking after a child, or if this is not okay because you shouldn't talk to me like this because that's not okay, that's not my boundaries. You see what I mean? Like the limit between are you like this because you've been out of your own self for too long, or are you like this because this is who you are anyway or how you behave anyway? That is difficult to decipher always. And so sometimes we end up accepting behaviors that we wouldn't normally accept in life and lowering our boundaries because we're not too sure about the limit with the parenting situation, right? And therefore that shows in our workplace, in our collaborations, relationship with our customers. And recently I was facing an angry customer, and I was like, this never ever happened. And I realized that was a reflection of what I allowed previously in my life with my daughter's dad that I would normally not allow, but I let it be because I thought I gave him an excuse of being a father and this not being easy. You get my point? Whatever you accept in your life, you're going to face in other areas of your life, work situation, friendship, anything else. So my friend, respect yourself. Have some, limit and boundaries, and accept that sometimes it's better not to be around people too much and keep your own space, right? In my next video, I will share other traits and aspects about this and how you should really create your e-learning center so that this is your focus always and you don't let yourself be walked on by other people and disrespected, all right? Catch you up later in another video. Join in the newsletter. Bye now.